With the current state of the market, my clients have been asking me, Angel, how should I go about the sale and purchase of my properties? Should I buy first or should I sell first? What's going on, everybody? Angel Santiago here, and today let's touch on the three possible scenarios at the moment of selling and buying. Now, the first scenario would be to purchase your new home first and then proceed to sell your current house. Now, this is really the ideal scenario for multiple reasons. Reason number one is that it brings about the most peace of mind to you. Right? You're going to be able to move everything from one house to the next and not have to worry about meeting any type of deadline. We just simply have to move things from one to the other. It also does away with the risk of staying homeless until your new property is found. Now, reason number two is that it allows you to prepare your current house and put it in the best shape possible for us to list it, put it in the market, and maximize the returns that we will receive for it. Now, there is one challenge with this approach, with this scenario, and that is that you must be able to qualify for financing without having to sell or lease your current property, meaning that you need to have the financial capacity to purchase a second home. Now, the second scenario would be to sell your current home first and then proceed to look for and to purchase your new home. Now, this would be the ideal option if we are unable to secure financing for the new home without first selling your current one, and are also able to secure a place to live temporarily until we find the new perfect home. Now, I've seen this one work out in different manners. I've had a client that rented out a storage unit just to place all of their belongings in the meantime, and then once the property sells, stay with either family members or rent out in a hotel room, or rent another property in a month-to-month lease in order to have time to find and purchase your new home. And well, the challenges here are that you're going to be living in the house during the sales process. So it does sometimes become a slight inconvenience to maintain the property in a spotless condition to be ready for showings and for the people that are going to be looking at it. And then, well, also later on, once your property is sold, having to accommodate to this new temporary location until your new house is found. Now, the third scenario is to sell and to buy simultaneously. And there's two ways to go about this. But first and foremost, I'd like to define what a contingency is. Now, a contingency is a contract provision that requires for a specific event or action to occur before a contract could be fully valid. And this is going to make a little bit more sense now as I explain the other two ways. Now, the first way to go about this is to list your current house for sale with a home to buy contingency or with a seller rent back. Now, when it comes to the contingency, what that states is that the contract for you to sell your house to the buyer will be valid so long as we find your new home for you to purchase and we secure it. Now, the seller rent back, what that states, the seller rent back is an agreement between the seller and the buyer, saying that the seller will continue to occupy the property even after closing for a determined period of time. Once that time is up, then the property fully transfers possession to the buyer. Now, the second option when it comes to selling and buying simultaneously is to go out and look at properties and find the right home for you and make an offer with a home to sell contingency. Now, this contingency states that the contract for you to purchase the house that we found and that you like is dependent on the sale of your home. Now, it is a double-edged sword, particularly in a seller's market, because although the likelihood of your current house selling being very high, it is also a competitive disadvantage as it relates to other offers that probably do not include this home to sell contingency. Now, those are the three main ways to make the process of a sale and a purchase possible. Now, I'll tell you this, that the most important part is to have a solid plan and a team backing it up to make this whole process as smooth and seamless as possible. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Angel Santiago here. And if there's anything in the world that I could ever do for you, just click below and make sure you start a conversation with me. I am always available. Take care and have a phenomenal day.